So much to be said, so little time. Today we visited with the Coffee Landing's new owner, Isaac, where he shared with us the many things that make the Coffee Landing such a great place to be.
Hey guys, it's Isaac here at the Coffee Landing, International Falls, Minnesota, right downtown. I just bought this from my mom about 6 months ago, January 13th, and I can't be more than happy to be here. So right here's the baby. This kind of keeps us alive around the coffee shop. I grew up staring at this and never really knew how it operated. I always watched my stepdad run it and smoke up downtown. And now in the past year, I finally kind of apprenticed under him and learned my way around it. So I went from Sheila, who bought this place and started this joint up, to my stepdad Tim, and then after that he taught me. I take these green coffee beans here, and these come from all different countries: Guatemala, Colombia, Mexico, Sumatra, and Brazil. And I'll put them right in here, and then I'll roast them up. It'll get to about 400 degrees, and I'll cook them like popcorn. They'll start popping and cracking, and it'll start turning brown. The oils will start coming off. Smoke, smell up the town, kind of. On those kind of strong Boise days, PCA days, it helps the situation a little bit roasting for downtown. On our menu, we have our everyday regular menu. We have our all-day breakfast and lunch, our baked goods, but also every single day we'll wake up and try to bring our customers something they haven't had in a while. If they come here every single day, which some of them do, we don't want to tire them out with whatever they've seen on the menu for the past 10 years. So every day we try to come up with a different special, a different soup, different baked goods, something like that. And I'll give a lot of that credit to my great staff that I have, my great employees. They're in that kitchen, or the girls up front making special drinks. That's something we've added kind of new recently, is doing a feature drink. And all the girls have a blast making their different smoothies or flavored iced latte, coffee drinks, whatever it may be, but they can put their heart into it, they can put their passion into it, and not just feel like they're just one tooth of a gear doing the same thing every day, but they actually can contribute and kind of matter and show off their skill. And my cooks, you know, I'll show up and they'll go, "What's a special, Isaac?" And I'll go, "Whatever you want today." So this is the Coffee Landing back room. We got all our local artists that come in here, and actually this is the art society. They rent the walls out from me, and they put off all the local art, drawings, photography, everything kind of in between that as well. But you know, if you walk inside my house, it's pretty much full of this kind of stuff in here. So Kathy Fluke and Sharon Arnold, we got a handful. Barb Gray, we got a handful of great artists that kind of put their stuff in here and display it all year round. So kind of take a look around, and it's some pretty neat stuff. You get a little taste of everything with what they draw and create. So as you can see here, we got plenty of merch. I just ordered a ton from Jim Woods. We got our great crew necks that just came in, and man, I love this slogan. Shout out to my mom for this, but making good food for good people. So she's always said that her whole life, and I finally put it on one of our shirts, so I'm pretty proud to do that. And that's thanks to Jim Woods. And then I got Kyra Hasbargen making some of our hats and some of our sweatshirts. So thanks to those guys, they're doing a great job for us. And so this is our local bookshelf. This is the gathering spot of all the authors in town. Some artists, postcards, stuff like that, but mostly books. And if you're a local author, write about Rainy Lake, International Falls, Rainier, somewhere like that, have history, come on in. Show me your book, and it'll probably end up on the shelf here. We love them at the Coffee Landing. We love to show all the tourists, that everybody that comes to town, this is it right here. And how many compliments I get from this too blows my mind. So we like to do that. Show off the town a little bit. Mary Casanova, crazy. Tons of books by her. But you look a little around, Debbie Griffith, we just got a book. The Carsnias are in here. So no, it's it's a little mix of everything in here. Not just lake stories or something like that. We got our hockey stories of our Broncos and high school stories like that, and different kids' books. So you get a little everything here. War stories, whatever it may be. Yeah, talking about future plans at the Coffee Landing. You know, our building isn't too utilized after hours, so I'd love to see more open mic nights here, poetry, hangouts, safe hangouts. I've always thought that would be a great place for people that don't drink. Some people that just want to come here 5, 6 o'clock, read a book, band night, poetry night, taco nights, set a projector up. There's, you know, my mind's going crazy. It's rolling. It's always thinking about future plans, and my mom actually has to tell me, settle down, Isaac. You know, the most unique thing, I think, the history, and you know, some people might say it's haunted. I've heard those stories kind of float around here, and funny enough, when my mom owned it, we had ghost hunters come. We had a crew of ghost hunters, and they had all their gadgets and all their different dials and whatever they do, and they heard, saw, whatever they might have. You know, I was young at this point in my life, but I do remember them saying there was some activity upstairs where I live right now. Unfortunately, I'm like, what the? No. But there was something going on up there, and most definitely down here as well. But every time my mom was down here working when I was, you know, growing up, 14, 15, whatever it may have been, and she would have been down here till 9, 10 o'clock some nights. She would have got up, kind of freaked out, whatever it may have been, and she would have said, "It's okay, Nick, it's just me. I'm just taking care of the building. You don't have to worry about me. I'm being nice. Be nice to me." But my mom would always holler these silly things in my eyes, but to her, that's I guess it felt necessary to kind of shout out the old caretaker of the building. But yeah, people say that they're kind of still walking around these halls, and there is definitely still some imprints of the two brothers too. And another unique thing is right outside our kitchen. When you walk outside our kitchen, it must have been their refrigerator or the butcher shop when the brothers owned it. But he would step in the same spot every time he walked out of the kitchen, and in that same spot, there's an indent of his foot. So you can still see for the past 60 years, every stride he took that he stepped out, it made an indent, and now it's here forever. And I see it every day, and I try to walk in his footsteps sometimes. So. Yeah, one last thing is I'd like to thank the community for just letting me in downtown with open arms. Thanks to my employees, my great employees, for sticking around here and making my life a ton easier. Go on coffeelanding.com if you're ever looking to order some of our coffee. If you're out of town and are craving some Coffee Landing coffee, you just go to coffeelanding.com, and we got our one-time orders, or we got our subscription business. But if you go on there, we'll set you up and take care of you. Coming in for coffee. We're open from 6 to 4, Monday through Saturday. So so right, snap into it like an actor. All right, that's what I think.
And they're all saying he's got to open on Sunday, because that's when I'd come in and get everybody.
I know.
They said tell them to close on Monday or Tuesday.
Well, I'm gonna give you my personal number, and you just call me, and I'll make you whatever you want on Sunday. You just give me a call. I'll open up special for you. Yeah, yeah, that too. Yeah. No. I think that's the best shot that could have happened right there.